Welcome back to Franchise Hockey Manager 10 with the Pittsburgh Penguins. After the 2025-2026 season, we find ourselves in first place in the Eastern Conference. Unfortunately, we did not make it in first overall. That belongs to Edmonton Oilers. But we did finish first in the East. Not too bad. We did go on a little bit of a run of losses, though. So there's not much that you can really do. We ended up losing, I think it was 4 straight, but like 5 of the last 4. So there's something that we need to fix about our team. But we did manage to get like 7-4 wins, 7-1 wins, 3-1 wins, 7-3. I think it's just kind of the nature of it. We did go on a massive run here. I think that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 at one point. Let's see in February. Yeah, we went on an 8-game winning streak. But I think the more fascinating part is how well our players ended up doing. You had Rantanen that had 52 goals and 51 assists and 103 points in 82 games. That is just insane. It's going to be very weird when we have to trade him when we go into a full rebuild. But that's still just absolutely insane. Crosby ended up getting 98 points in 82 games. Only 28 goals, though, but he had like 70 assists. So a lot of those Rantanen goals were definitely assisted by Crosby. And on the same line was McTavish. He also had 44 goals, 49 assists, and 93 points. That is just incredible. I never thought that he'd be able to get those heights. But he is currently at a 4.5 star. Gensel still showing that he's very useful at 31. He ends up getting 84 points in 82 games, still a point per game. Boldy coming very close to doing that as well, 79 points in 82 games. But most of them coming as assists. 28 goals, 51 assists, but I think the crazy factor is Carlson with the 26 power play points. That's pretty crazy. He is currently 35 years old, but still 4.5 stars. He definitely holds up when he gets older. 73 points in 82 games. That's very good. Duclair also being surprising, getting 59 points in 82 games. That is insane when you factor in the fact that he costs us only 800K. So to get that kind of production out of a guy like that, you can't really ask for that. And his average time on ice is only 12. So in 12 minutes per game, he ends up getting 59 points, 32 goals, 27 assists. That is ungodly for sure. And you also have Malkin with 54 points in 82 games, so he's definitely lowering in production, but he kind of did the same thing with his first year with us as well in 67 games. Newhook developing somewhat decently. He might be one of those guys that we have to offload. He is above the age of 25, and I think that's going to be our cutoff when we end up doing the rebuild, is we're just going to end up offloading anyone that's 25 or older. So I think McTavish just kind of fits underneath that. But everyone else that's above that age, we're going to have to fire sale for pretty much anything. Dursey also, but I think he's the last year of his contract. But goalie-wise, we're going to see if the change in goalies really did help us. Lukokkinen, he ended up played 8 games with us, 4-2 and 0 with us, 922 save percentage. So that's actually pretty good. And then a 2.73. So I guess we just didn't really do him any favors when he ended up playing with us. And then you have Yari, who played 58 games, 33 wins, 17 losses. So he does have a decent amount of losses there, much more than what I was expecting. And then a 904 save percentage with a 3.43 goals against. So our goals against are pretty insane, but I did notice this that will make you just absolutely salivate. 388 goals for, that is by far the most in the league. I think the only team that could come close is Edmonton Oilers with 341. And I thought that our goals against was a bit high, but then when you end up factoring the goal differential of 112, that I don't even know what to say about that. But then you also have Sens, though. Sens did get around 94, and same thing with Edmonton, but they did concede at least around, for them, 50, and then for them around 40. So still a huge difference between that. So when we end up facing them, we're going to have to kind of go guns blazing, but they might end up edging us out in the defensive zone for sure. But I mean, there's a lot of 300 goals for teams, but not much in terms of like almost 400, which is probably the best that we've ever done. But we'll take a look quickly at our career stats, though. Gonna have to ignore that one. I don't know why it randomly does that, where it does 89 games played when we definitely didn't play that. But I guess we'll factor it in, maybe minus the 7 games there. But all in all, 253 games played, 184 wins and 58 losses, and 11 overtime losses. So not too bad. We're going to see if we can really build on this. And I think we end up facing off against, it hasn't done it yet, but I'm pretty sure we end up facing against Islanders. So hopefully we can manage to not get swept in the first round. So let's jump to the playoffs and see who everyone's facing. But before we get into the series there, we're going to look at the award nominations. We have no one there for the Hart. It looks like it's going to go to Connor McDavid or Bedard or McKinnon. Then we have the Vezina there, where it looks like Vasilevsky, Hellebuck, and Ottinger are all nominated there. And then for the Norris, you have Adam Fox, Cale Makar, and Evan Bouchard. And then for the Calder, you have Stillman. I don't know who that is. Stillman's 23. Shocking. Okay. Those are pretty good numbers for a 2.5-star player. Then you have Jordan Gavin there, who's 19 years old, 71 points. That is very good. When did they draft him? He was picked this year, 7th overall. Interesting. So anyone that doing a rebuild year 1, Jordan Gavin looks like he is a pretty good player. 51 assists there, but 71 points in 81 games is very good. And then Stenberg, 20. He's 47 points in 74 games. I think it's going to go to Gavin for sure. Then Executive of the Year, we're not nominated at all, which isn't surprising. Then the Selke as well. Yeah, none of our players, but we do get nominated for Erik Karlsson for Lady Byng, but I don't think it really will matter. And then you have Jamie Benn, Spurgeon, and Couture all being nominated for Mark Messier Leadership Award. And then you have the Ted Lindsay, Connor McDavid, Nathan McKinnon, and Draisaitl there. And then Jack Adams, yeah, we're not nominating for that at all either. But I don't think it's really going to matter. Quick look at who everyone's playing. Seattle's facing Edmonton. I think Edmonton's definitely going to win that one. I hope that they lose it, though. LA Kings facing off against Vegas. I think Vegas is going to take that one. I think Calgary's going to beat Winnipeg. It's going to be a rivalry battle, that's for sure. Colorado for sure is going to put the hurt on Arizona. I have no doubt. I feel as though we're going to beat Islanders. I feel as though we're leaps and bounds ahead of them. I'm going to go with our division. Well, they're both our division, actually. Carolina's going to probably beat Columbus, but Columbus does have a chance at surprising. And then I'm going to go with Buffalo here to beat Ottawa, and then we're going to go with good old Tampa to beat Detroit. But we will set up organization again, and I mean, now they're finally starting to make more sense. It wasn't making a lot of sense before, but Lockshow I do not like having as that. We're going to put him as a counterattacking. Bolivo's actually playing on it, but and he's playing with the two-way Jordan Spence. I'd like that. Korchinski's two-way defenseman, and I guess the first one's a little bit offensive. So taking a look at how well we faced them this season, we beat them 5-1, we lost 7-4, we beat them 2-1, and we lost 3-2. So split series, it could go any way. Let's see if we can get the home advantage. We got 4-2 win there. Gensel, Rantanen with 2, and then Duclair also with 1 there. Not too bad. And Winnipeg's leading the series, so is Buffalo and Edmonton as well. And Columbus is actually leading that one. I'm surprised. We'll play the next game. We're not going to make any adjustments unless we have to. We win the next game 3-0. That's what we like to see. Malkin getting on the score sheet there. Gensel and Newhook as well. I haven't really seen Crosby as of yet, but he probably has a sneaker or sneaking points for sure. I think he just gets a lot of assists, so we don't notice it the same way. Colorado up 2-0. I was right about that. And Tampa Bay is up 2-0 as well. Hopefully we can manage to win in New York. And we do 5-1. Rantanen with 2 there. Bolivo has 3 assists so far, or 4 assists now. That's insane. I didn't think that he was going to be that good. Rantanen getting a hat trick, and then Gensel and then McTavish getting both goals there. Surprising. Winnipeg leading 3-0 as well. Buffalo's winning there, and Edmonton's winning 2-0. Columbus is going to sweep them, and Colorado's winning 3-0. So it looks like I was right about both those predictions. Let's see if we can get the sweep as well. We ended up getting the sweep 3-1. Rantanen getting his 6th of the playoffs. Crosby getting his first, and then Durzi getting his first. So we're getting goals from everywhere. We ended up beating them 3-1 though. Series is 4-0. And then Buffalo is winning 3-1, so is Edmonton. Colorado sweeps them as well. Columbus can't quite do it. Tampa Bay can't do it either. And then it's split between Vegas. I'm really hoping Vegas gets knocked out there. Actually, LA is pretty difficult. But all we have to do is try and get to another final. That's the main focus of this. As long as we can get to another final, we should be good. At least our players got a decent amount of rest between games, and hopefully that's the difference maker. Yeah, Rantanen doing insane things. Let's take a quick look at our development report. Bolivo, I'm surprised that he's doing so well. He did get 5 points in 7 games. That is very good. I'm guessing he's filling in for someone's injury, so I do like that. Murskov, we almost traded him away, but we did see that it was a 5-star potential there, and apparently the team wanted him. So I was like, no, maybe we don't get rid of that guy just in case we need him for backup duties, or even just to build off of. Jake O'Brien doing pretty good. 3.5 star, not bad. Positioning decent, and Hudson's getting screening there as well, and then a lot of other small things. But Crosby at 38, his acceleration starting to slow down. Yari's not a team player anymore. I don't know how that goes away with age, but okay. Letang acceleration as well, and Malkin's stamina, Russ's stamina as well. Russ is probably someone that we will have to let go as soon as Crosby ends up leaving, but we're going to have to select one of those teams. He probably still has a lot of juice in it, but yeah, there's not much that we can do. So yeah, it is what it is. Edmonton ends up winning 4-1. So does Columbus there. So we'll take a quick look at who we're going to end up facing off against. Feels though it's probably going to be Columbus. And Teppo Nieminen will do, as always. We do have Spezza as a scout as well. I do find that pretty interesting. And Sabres tied as well. Vegas wins 4-2. And who is coming to the dance against us? So we're going to face Columbus there. Let's take a quick look at who everyone else is facing before we end up doing that. But we're not going to change any of the lineups until we end up losing, obviously, or lose badly. But you have Edmonton and Vegas. That's going to be a difficult one. And then you have Colorado and Winnipeg. That's also going to be a tricky one. I feel as though Edmonton's going to edge it out. And then I think that I still think Colorado's going to win that one. And then I'm going to go with Buffalo. And then I'm going to go with us as well. So let's take a quick look at the series that we've had throughout the season with Columbus. Here's our lineup going into it. We still have Rust, Yager, and Lockshow as our bottom line there. Duclair, Newhook, and Eklund as our third line there. And then we have Gensel, Malkin, and Boldy as our second line. And then McTavish, Crosby, and Rantanen as our top line. Bolivo still playing as our lefty there. We have Spence, Korchinski, and Letang, and then we have Durzi and Carlson. Next season, Korchinski's definitely going to make the jump to the first line no matter what, though. He is only 21. So throughout the season, we beat them 5-3, we beat them 6-4, we beat them 4-0, and then we lost pretty handily 6-0 towards the end of the season. So hopefully we can manage to do what we did earlier in the season, not later on, and let's see if we can manage to get a victory at home. We win 5-2. That's exactly what we like to see. Yager getting his first playoff goal there. Duclair and Dursey getting on the score sheet before McTavish getting his 2 afterwards. 2 and 3 of the playoffs. Vegas leads 1-0. I had Edmonton picked there, and I had Colorado picked, but I did guess right with the Buffalo. So it looks like all away teams ended up winning, except for us. We were the only home team, I think, that won that. Except for maybe Vegas, actually. Game 2, it's 4-3 loss. Disappointing. We lost in overtime. Boldy, Eklund, and Crosby. So we score in the first, and then we just let it get away from us. We allow them to score 2 by the same player. He scores even late, actually, by Chinakhov, and then Bachquist ends up scoring at the very end. Vegas leads 2-0, and Tampa ties it up. Let's see if we can win in Columbus there. We end up losing 5-2, so we're going to have to make some adjustments immediately. We'll change it as soon as that happens. Vegas is winning 3-0. My God. Tampa Bay 2-1. And we're going to have to make some changes here. Smith now coming in for that. I don't like Delic, though. Why is Delic being... I guess we'll leave him as a screener. Setup man. Lockshow is definitely not a setup man. Don't know why they keep thinking that he is, but Smith is going to come in instead. And hopefully Yari can hold it together here. Let's see if we can tie the series up. We don't. We lose even worse, 8-2. So defense is definitely an issue for us. Yeah, he definitely needs to improve. Not going to agree with the criticism, but being down 3-1 is not the way to go here. And Tampa winning 3-1 as well. Winnipeg winning 4-0. We're going to do AI again. Hopefully AI is smarter this time. I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to leave it as is. See if we can win at home. 6-0 win. So that's what we like to see. So it's 3-2 series. Boldy, Spence, and Duclair getting a goal there. And then Duclair scoring again before Newhook scoring the last 2, which are the nail in the coffin. 3-2 lead. Vegas is now going through. And so is Tampa. So I was wrong about Tampa. I thought Buffalo was going to win that one. It's surprising to see Tampa so quick after last time. So we're going to face them off in Columbus to see if we can manage to win. We end up winning 6-3, so we're going to Game 7 at least. Rust, Gensel with 2, and then Rust again before Gensel gets the last goal there. So series tied 3-3. All the marbles goes back to Pittsburgh. Let's see if the city of Pittsburgh can get behind us. And let's just hope for the victory here. And it will be our conference finals if we do it. We end up winning 8-3, so thank God with that. Gensel getting a goal before Boldy and Dursey. And then McTavish getting 2 before Duclair and Lockshow actually getting his first of the season. So we finally advanced, but it was a very difficult way through, that's for sure. We face off against Tampa, which I don't know how well we did throughout the regular season with them. But I thought they were more of a rebuilding team. But I could be wrong. Oh, they're win urgently. I thought they were a rebuild team. So we'll do the AI setup organization again. And we'll see how the season worked with them. We beat them 9-4, 6-2, and they beat us 4-3 in December. But we haven't played them for a while. We played them twice in December and once in November, and then not at all the rest of the season. So hopefully we can... Jeff Halpert. Okay. We win 6-1 at home. That's what we like to see. Boldy, Malkin, Gensel, and Duclair before Rust and Rantanen getting goals there. That's exactly what I like to see. Crosby getting his 7th assist there as well. So it's all going to be who has more of it. Winnipeg also. Wow, 7-1 victory. That's pretty crazy. Game 2 here, still in Pittsburgh. We end up winning 5-2. That's exactly what I like to see. Smith Malkin and Korchinski. Korchinski getting his first there before Smith and Boldy get theirs, and then we kind of gave up 2 in the third. I don't like that. That could mean that they have a chance at coming back in this series. I don't know if that's just a bad omen. 7-1 going the other way now. Wow, Vegas knowing exactly what to do. But it would be interesting to see if we can get a sweep here. I really hope we do. Going in Tampa Bay, we end up losing 3-2. I thought it was going to be an overtime, but not. So unfortunately, I did predict that we're going to lose the next game. Carlson and Rantanen with the only goals there. Series still leads 2-1, and now Vegas wins. Or sorry, Vegas is down 2-1 as well. So let's hope for a victory here. And we managed to win 4-2 there. The suspense is crazy. We have Newhook, Carlson, Eklund, and then Malkin there, all getting goals. Dursey with 13 assists. So we're up 3-1 here. Let's see if we can put the nail in the coffin. Series tied 2-2 in the Western Conference there. Let's just hope for another final here. We end up winning 6-2, so we get another finals. So Crosby has another chance at winning a cup before he retires. Gensel, Boldy with 2 there, and then Gensel again, and then Newhook. Gensel dominant in the playoffs, for sure. Kind of like Christensen, but he was dominant in the playoffs the first time that I remember drafting him in a fantasy hockey league just for playoffs, and that's how I knew who Gensel was. Is he just tore it up in the playoffs. And I've tried to draft him ever since, but everyone seems to want to grab him so that I can't have him. Seems like the recipe for all my fantasy leagues, at least for hockey. Not so much football, but mainly hockey, it's like that. But I am in 2 fantasy football finals this weekend, so hopefully I can manage to start the new year right with 2 victories there. McTavish still developing. His stats look very good, so he is definitely someone to build around, I would say. He's probably gonna get every chance for us to rebuild around him as well. 3-3 series tied, so going to Game 7 to see who we end up facing. Not that it's gonna matter either way. I think it's gonna be a difficult opponent for sure. Danfus, I saw his name, so 100% Danfus. I'm gonna go with probably Bergeron there. He did win a couple cups there. As much as I want to do Fleury, I can't. I did like Schomburg. I had him as a hockey card. Even though he didn't win anything, I know we typically don't do that. And then I do like Ryan Midler, but again, yeah, he never won anything, so I guess Osgood. I'm going to have to go with Osgood there. I'm more of a Patrick Waugh fan than anything. And we're facing off against Winnipeg, so Vegas getting knocked out, and that was our biggest fear of who we're going to face. But it's going to be interesting. Where did Winnipeg finish first in the other division? So let's take a look at how their division was, though. They finished with 51 wins. They beat a 60-win team. They only had 16 losses. That's insane. But I guess we're going to have to put our best foot in front of the other. And hopefully they're tired from Game 7. But I don't know if we face them. We faced them in the regular season. We won both games. But a high-scoring affair in both of them. So let's see if we can. And we're facing against Cal Dubas. It says he's his coach. It says Cal Dubas is the coach. So this is definitely a rivalry game for sure. We're the one who replaced Cal Dubas, so let's see if he exacts revenge or if we can manage to win in this final here. Game 1 in Pittsburgh, 6-2 win. Lockshow, Gensel, and Lockshow got a hat trick. I'm gonna have to see what position we were putting him in because maybe I was the one holding him back. Lockshow was just a free signing, around 800K. It is definitely the Pittsburgh way too. They definitely know how to. He's a setup man. I don't get it. So as a setup man, he scored a hat trick. But Pittsburgh's always been a team that's managed to find talent where other teams can't. They did that with like Connor Sheary as well before they ended up getting rid of him for nothing. and then he didn't do anything after that. So let's see if we can win Game 2 in Pittsburgh. We end up losing 7-6, so it goes the other way, and we lose in overtime. Eller's just putting our lights out, but Rantanen, Spence, Boldy with 2, so Rantanen with 2, Boldy with 2, and then New Hook before we give it up in the third. So our composure in the third is terrible, I will say that. If we end up conceding anything in the third, we definitely aren't going to win it. So let's see if we can win this one. 6-3 the other way. Rantanen, Rust, and Rantanen getting the only goals there. Eller's getting a hat trick against us. We got to turn the series around. We got to split the series in Winnipeg. We managed to come back from worse, but as long as we don't get swept, I guess. But I do want to win this one for the good old Crosby. And we lose 3-5, so now, or 5-3. It's going to go back to Pittsburgh. And then Ehlers is just dominant. If only it was like this in real life, though. He does go on numerous streaks and then just doesn't do anything for a while. And they highlighted Kyle Connor, even though all I'm seeing is Ehlers. So let's dig deep. Let's have a little team talk here. We can do it, guys. I think we can manage to win this one back. And we end up winning 4-2. So series we're still in deficit here, but Karlsson showing up when he needs to, and Gensel as well. We haven't done too well in away from home though. We're much more of a home team, that's for sure. And let's see if we can manage to get the win here and bring it back home. We win 6-4. Oh my god, so it's going to Game 7. Perfetti scoring for them, but New Hook, Spence, and Karlsson. And then New Hook, Lockshow, and Russ. So what could very well be the last game of Malkin and Crosby's career here. We just want to say thank you to them. You've done everything you could. And you brought us to a Game 7 final. And I think we can do it. Let's just do it for them. And hopefully we can just get the victory at home. So Game 7, maybe the last one of their career. Let's see what happens. We end up winning 4-2, so that's two back-to-back cups there. Letang, Boldy, and Karlsson, and McTavish all scoring there. Absolutely insane. I can't believe it. We managed to win with 117 points in the regular season, 56 wins. And oh my god, we managed to actually craft a back-to-back team here with Pittsburgh, going all in. We swept them in 4 games there, and then we went to Game 7. We were down 3-1 and managed to turn it around, getting the shutout, and then winning the next 2 after that pretty decisively as well. We managed to beat Tampa without really doing any sweat there, and then Winnipeg, we end up winning while we were down as well. So pretty much the same series as we did with Columbus. We managed to show our composure and come back. This is number 7 for us. We last won last year, and then the game-winning goal was McTavish. So maybe McTavish is the rising star there. But we'll take a look at how well our players did in the playoffs. And again, we want to thank Crosby for everything he did. Gensel, oh my god, 27 points in 23 games. I think he might be the exception. Even in a rebuild, I think we keep Gensel. Unless he goes to a playoff team, I think we have to keep him no matter what. New Hook, 25 and 23, so good thing that we didn't doubt him too much. McTavish, 25 and 23. Dursey, 25 and 23. Rantanen, 24 and 23. Boldy with 24. And Duclair with 19. And Crosby only with 15, though. That seems kind of shocking, though. And then we have Spence and Malkin and Rust with 13, 12, and 11. Lukakunen did not, only play 2 games there. But let's take a look at how our goalies did. 916 save percentage for Yari. That is very good. Much better than the regular season. And when Lukakunen came on, he was only a 750 with a 781 save percentage. But I'm pretty sure that's when you were getting blown out anyways. 281 for Yari, though. Very good. We're very happy with that, and couldn't be happier at how it ended up. Let's take a look at the scoring leaderboards, though. Hold on. Player index. We'll look at the playoffs, just because I feel as though it could be Crosby's last season. He does finish, if it is his last season, with 242 and 229. That is unreal stats. 159 assists and 83 goals. Malkin in second there with 199 and 223 games. More than Lemieux, but Lemieux played around 100 games less. So say what you will there. And Jagger is top three there. Letang just barely missing out on top five, and Gensel still a point per game is very, very good. Russ was 69 there, and then Kessel also had 56 in 65 games. Very underrated playoff performer. I feel as though he gets disrespected a little bit too much. But shockingly, McTavish has 52 in 49 games. And then Boldy there with 45 and 44. So hopefully we have more in the future. But if this is the last time that we end up seeing Crosby, we just want to thank you for an amazing career with Pittsburgh. And if not, then we hope to go for the jugular and win a third straight finals, no matter how hard it is. But hopefully everyone watches the series ends up liking it. If you want to see more, like and subscribe. But other than that, thank you for watching, and until next season.